Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Anthony. Today, I've got something a little different. Yes, it will be DIY. Yes, there's a concept in my head. Am I going to tell you what it is now? No, but I'm going to show you, like sometimes I do. A rock that I like, so recycled glassware that, I don't want to throw away. I'm going to try and do something with it. Confession, I broke 2 already this morning, so this is all I got left right now. And then some branches. So right now, we're on a freebie stage. Everything is free here. What am I gonna do with it? Hang on and wait and find out. It should be an adventure. Okay, so step 1 is already done. My foundation. I had to switch the rock out for another one that had a little bit smoother base. And I have glued a wood structure on top of this for my display. What I love about this, it's got this great little stair-step design that nature did for us. And it kind of just like slopes up. So, now you've seen the structure. The jars are next. Okay, so I know you can't see me, but that's all right. But you can hear me. I'm going to settle on an odd number of jars, so I'm going to use these 2, which are the slim Madonna candles. I got these for 50 cents a piece on sale with the candle in them at Walmart, and took the stickers off, burned the candle, you turn the stickers off, and then the best way to get wax out of a glass candle is to put it in the oven on low and turn it upside down, make sure it's dripping into a pan or something, and then you just have to clean the insides. Same thing with this one. This one is also had a candle in it. This one was a lot easier to clean than these 2 were. But that's what we're going with. We're going to go with these 3 right here, these sizes. I already have washed pea gravel, and you guys know that I'm using the pea gravel because, number 1, I have it. I talked about on the channel before that I might want to go to Leica because it's a lot lighter than the pea gravel is, but for these it's going to be fine. We don't need much, but I also think it looks really pretty. So my whole reason behind this type of doing a display for this is that these are just plain ugly jars, and I was thinking of a way that at least I could dress them up. That's pretty good. And that's pretty, that's got a little bit more, which it should. It's got more soil in it. Oh, my hand does not fit down in there. Ooh, okay. Okay, I might put it just oh, and by the way, so on the last video I did, which was, I can't remember right now, it was one of the terrarium ones. I have added orange isopods to this terrarium right here. And I put some springtails in it. So they all have springtails in them now. And I've got more isopods on the way. But this one has orange ones in it because I thought it would really pop with the color in here. So there's 4 of them in there. They're running around like crazy, and I love the color. So I haven't looked for them lately, but at least I know they're in there and they're okay. All right. Let's move on to our soil. All right, so we discussed before on other videos the substrate mix that I put together. It's 6 ingredients. If you're interested in how I do that, there's a video on the channel called Substrate 101. It's like, I think 6 minutes long, but it goes into detail about the substrate and how I create it. And then, of course, I keep it in my tubs so that nothing can get into them. One kind of cool note, I was needing a end table, and this one right here, this has got a glass top, the metal. This I found in the trash. I needed a work table, like a coffee table, because I can't really work over at the setup for the hobby because I don't have a chair sitting over there, and sometimes you have to just sit and figure things out. I found this coffee table in the trash. And then also I needed a stand to hold some stuff over for the hobby that's in the corner that I found in the trash. Okay, I'm telling you people, you just gotta look around. There is stuff everywhere to get. Oh, and of course I'm making a mess. Now I haven't really thought about what plants I'm gonna use yet. I think I'll just open the tub, and for these two really, really slender ones, yeah, I'm gonna have to go pretty small. Okay, so for me, this larger candle jar is about as little as I could get, because I cannot get my whole hand in there to like pat this down. So keep that in mind when you're wanting to, yeah, why didn't I do that in the beginning? That would have been a lot smarter. Okay, here, learn from my mistake. When you're putting your soil in something, just go ahead and hover it over it. I wouldn't have got soil all over the towel. But at least I can take that outside and shake it out. Okay. I'll get some tools, flatten that down. Let me pull out some plants and just kind of see where I'm going for. And of course, we got some moss to choose from too. Okay, so I've just picked out some moss. I grow my moss and wild plants like that I collect in nature in tubs that are in the bedroom under grow lights under the platform bed. And I want to show you guys, if you've seen any of the videos on the channel, periodically I'll talk about if you get a gnat infestation in just one gnat into one enclosure, can just drive you insane, because one gnat a female can lay between 200 and 300 eggs. And then you have a constant supply of gnats that you do not want, trust me. So I have been battling with it since I began the hobby. Because I built a terrarium in my fireplace and I didn't have a cover on the front of it while I was building it. A gnat got in there, and then it's been a nightmare to get them out since. But I did find, and I used the stickies, I tried the apple cider vinegar, which did nothing. But I found something on a horticultural website which was really cool, and I'm going to show you now how I use that. It is just regular hydrogen peroxide. It's 1 part to 4 part waters. So I bought this handy dandy, this is actually a barbecue thing that they use in the barbecue hobby, but I know that if I put 5 ounces of here, I start with my hydrogen peroxide up to this, and then I do 4 waters, then it's automatically done. So what I do is, technically, if you have them in a terrarium, so they're in the soil, and what you need to do is break the birth cycle, because I can't remember exactly. I think it's around a month that they can live, up to a month before they're just going to die naturally. But during that time, they can just breed like crazy once they become adults. And so the one thing you want to make sure is that if you break that breeding cycle, then you won't have any new ones. And so eventually the ones that are mature, but if they're not breeding, they're going to die off anyway. So I do this mix. I've been treating Kong, the fireplace terrarium, with it. So you kind of have to flood the soil, and that kills the larvae and the eggs. So it doesn't matter what stage they're at. It's going to kill both of them. It does not do anything to the live gnats. They're just annoyed by it. But when I bring any, like here's my moss. It's in my growing tubs. Now, fortunately, the tubs I pulled from, there were no gnats in there, so I was excited about that. But we're not going to stop there, because what if there's eggs in the soil and I just didn't see them? So I will take my solution, now that it's shook up, pour it into a bowl, then take my plants And trust me, this doesn't hurt them because I've used it on everything. So like here's one set of moss I'm gonna use for one of them. I'm just gonna put the whole thing in there. And you can kind of hear it fizzle. That's good, that means it's working. Here is one of the other mosses. I'm going for 3 different colors of moss. And then here's my third. All right, so, and I soak these for about 20 minutes. It's good to turn it upside down because the eggs are going to be in the top layer of your soil. And so now we can let that soak. Need a little more. And if you can break the cycle, that's part of your battle. And then I'm also still trying to get the gnats that are in Kong, that are the ones that are alive, but they don't stay in the soil area. It's gonna sound kind of strange, but I'll sit there at the fireplace, I'll take the cover off, I'll have my vacuum cleaner hose with me, and I start vacuuming out the ones that I find. They're super easy to spot because they're so tiny, you can just kind of like focus right on them. And then also, there's been a bug zapper. I bought the smallest bug zapper I could. Kong has had a bug zapper and the hydrogen peroxide treatment going on for 2 weeks now. Today is its official 2nd week. And I know I need to do it for a complete month. So I also put the sticky fly traps in there. So I'm doing 3 things. I'm vacuuming them out. I've got the hydrogen peroxide that I'm treating the soil with so I don't have any new growth. And then also I've got the stickies in there to get the ones that are flying around. And then of course, sucking them out with a vacuum cleaner. And I've got the zapper in there. So when I'm home, I try to like twice a day, go over to that terrarium and open it up and see if there's anything I can find in there. I just put new stickies in it 1 day ago and I counted 100 dead gnats on the stickies. And when you open the fireplace up for Kong, you'll never see that many. I see maybe 10 because either they can tell the pressure has changed or the ones that are flying around, they immediately go into hiding when that lid comes off. So they're not stupid, they're on to me. But the hydrogen peroxide, you can kind of tell, this is what it does. So it is starting to bubble up. So I'm gonna look at the time. All right, so I got 20 minutes. We'll let that set. Now, I'm gonna go over and see what plants maybe I wanna put. It won't be much because I'm not gonna crowd these up. I want to give them, I think I'm just gonna feature like 1 main plant for each one of them. Now that I've got the moss picked out that I want and they're all kind of different colors. Maybe 1 plant, maybe a couple of little tiny pieces of something else and just make it really super simple. Okay, so I'm gonna give you guys a shot of how I keep my terrarium plants. Right now you're looking at, this is my workstation, not all the lighting is on. You can see that my tanks are up there, they're kind of dark right now. One thing that's kind of cool is, here's the other terrariums that I've built. That is vertical slim in the cylinder, and then it's Snow White in the Anchor Hawking 2-gallon. And there's a couple of little ones which don't have a name. Well, they do have a name, but they're not ready for show because one of them's not doing that great. Anyway, here we go. Here are the plants that I have access to. So you can tell I've got 2 different sizes. I got the small one on your right for my smaller plants that I'm taking. I'm probably gonna go to that tub first. And then I got the 2 larger ones. So let me sift through there, get some good choices, and we'll start planting. Okay, so picking out the plants was a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. I mean, I really sat there and debated and debated and debated. So the larger one, I'm gonna put these 3. Just a cutting of this though. There's already a cutting here in this one, so this is gonna go in a smaller one. I'm gonna take a cutting off of this and then plant this one. I don't know what this is. I picked that up on a layover in Louisville. And so we're gonna put it in one of the tall ones. And I know this will grow tall, so I'm hoping that if I cut it off, I've only got 1 more of these left. They haven't been doing that great, so I'm hoping that this will help get another one into a container, and let's see if it goes. Now that's a snow white waffle. There's a purple waffle. The purple waffle is doing amazingly well. I'm going to rinse. Okay, so now you can see the bubbles are in there. It's been 30 minutes, so it's been longer. I'm just going to take it out. I have a strainer down here in the sink. Keep as much of it together as I can. I'm going to keep reusing this water. So you can tell we're really at this point, we are trying to do everything we can to make sure this is bug free. And sometimes what I use this for is, you know, the packing that you also get in your Amazon, that brown paper wrapping. I use a lot of that in the hobby as far as laying it down, and then whatever trash or whatever falls on it or dirt falls on it, then I've got something that I can immediately just pick it up with. Now, of course, I'm not going to leave these in their pots. I'm going to edit it down a little bit. And speaking of brown wrapper paper, so this is what I was talking about. I need some because I have to dump the soil out, and then I'm trying to build up some soil outside in a certain spot where I could keep some moss growing right here outside my apartment. Okay, so just going to shake it out. Now this is the native Texas fern that I have found while on a nature walk. And it did very, very well growing. Okay, so just in case, I'm gonna dip it into the hydrogen peroxide mixture. This, I'm gonna do the same thing. And you know what, I'm gonna put a link for you guys at the very end of the video of all the plants that we used. So that's what I'm gonna end up with. It just gets to sit. You remember, I'm just trying to protect the soil. Yes. Now, on mine, you can see a lot of these plants have are way too wet. It's because the ones in the tubs, I've already drowned all of the little pots with my hydrogen peroxide solution. So that's why I've been really on a push to get everything that's too much water in it, because they don't have drains. It's just, I'm just sitting them in cups, and to get those into a terrarium as quickly as possible so that I don't lose any of them. I did not realize, though, how super hard it was just to pick out such a small group of plants. Okay, so they don't have to sit like the moss did because they've already been treated. We're just making sure that there's nothing on them. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the first one I put in out, and we're gonna rinse it off. Rinse the plant off. I need more paper. Now, this is what you call I think it's a kelp Hoya, and it has these little shoots coming off, and I just cut it right there. So I don't know yet if that's exactly how you're supposed to do it, but that's how I'm doing it. So, like I said, another experiment. I want these. Right. There we go. Did you guys notice that I even wrapped those jars with a plastic bag just because I don't want anything getting into them while we were doing some other stuff? This moss here gets a little leggy because I have it under such high powered lights. Normally it only gets like this stringy like this because of the lighting it's under in the bedroom. Okay, so that'll fit. I'll have to break it up. Okay. Now, this wild one is not technically a terrarium plant, so I am hoping by cutting it back like this, whoops, just pulled it up, that it's gonna acclimate itself to a smaller area. Okay, I like that better, it's not so bushy. You know, that's kind of my thing, is overplanting. I don't know why I do that. I didn't need near this much moss. Let's go and take those off. Is this gonna be too tall? Oh gosh. That's gonna be too tall. Well, okay, quick switch. We know we're gonna leave that short. We're gonna put that in one. Those will fit. That's already too tall. Okay, these are gonna have to go together. So that means now we'll put the Hoya in here. Just put it straight in the middle. So right now we've got two plants in here. I don't know if I did the Hoya correctly by just cutting it off. And we have the wild Texas. We'll see if it grows. Now we know this little dude will. The moss will help hold everybody together. And give it a little wild look. Okay. So we got moss all the way around now. Okay, I think wardrobe malfunctions. Yeah, the texture of that moss is rather coarse. Let me get a little spray bottle. See if I can clean the sides off. Okay. So no, it doesn't have a lid, so I'll be using my little saran wrap until I can figure out something. All right, there's one. Having second thoughts. There. Ooh. This one is so tight. So I'm gonna do this. I mean, I'm glad I can use these because I hate to throw anything away. Kind of tall. Okay, I just have to live with it. I don't need that part. Make it easier. Planting it. How am I going to get that in there with this? Oh my gosh. Okay, I warned you guys, I overplant. Oh yes. All the way down. All the way, come on. If that plant from Louisville survives, it's going to be crazy insane because I'm just mushing it to pieces. But hey, if it was growing between the sidewalk, I know it's a tough plant. Oh my gosh. Let's put you there. Perfect. That's probably overkill, but there's tons of moss in there. Okay. Oh, why can't I do something without crowding it? Oh, gosh. This hollowed out log, that's the only one I've done without crowding it. And it's only because I made that beautiful log and I wanted it to be the centerpiece, and so there was not much else. I didn't like crowd plants around it. Oh, that's on the other side. Okay. My dirty hands. It's probably too much water. We'll find out. Okay, so here we are back with our structure. And I just put a piece of large felt that I had. And now it just spins around. It spins around, so it's easy to change the angle. I like that about it. But let me show you guys why I put it there. Oop, don't you move. Okay. Right. Okay, so I think you can see, yeah, all of it in the shot now. So it was built to go one way. I guess suppose you could turn it like that if you wanted to. Or even like that. I have a preference for that just because I love this part of the wood structure there. So I'll be interested to see what you guys think. Recycled glass, free landscaping, and just a few pennies in plants because we just did cuttings off of everything. Anyway, I think it's fun. I really, I'm gonna grow. It's gonna grow. I think it's gonna grow on me. I like it. It's different. I'm thinking it needs some air plants on it, and I've got a few of those. I think I'll put some on there to kind of zizz it up a little bit. Okay, yeah, I had to show you the last shot. The air plants just bring it all together. Okay, yeah, and it's perfect. It's the perfect height that I need in the kitchen here because of the drop ceiling where the lighting is. So, there you have it. So now you know where it's going to go, and now I need to put something next to it. So, there's another build we need to do. So thanks again. You guys have a good day. Bye-bye.